name is Cesar. How you doing? Good? Enjoying the conference? Yes, me too, me too. Glad to be here. So I work in Animal Logic. So a quick show of hands who has heard about this company before? Nice, a lot of people. Okay, so hopefully for the people that don't know us, we'll have a better idea what we do. So I would like to start the presentation by showing a quick video of the work we do, and well, keep from there. So if you can roll the video, please.
Oh my goodness.
This usually works.
Huh?
Oh, yeah. Now it's a party.
I don't get it.
Dad.
Lloyd?
You with me? Yeah, absolute always.
Love you guys.
Did you just wink at him?
There's a lot of things they can do that you don't know about. A lot of things.
I cannot move the slide. Well, thank you. That's the work of a lot of people. And if I can move the slide. Nice. Yes, awesome. Okay, there you are. Okay, so as you might notice, we work creating animated films and visual effects. So we're in a company, it started as an Australian company, it started in '91, so that's 27 years old. We have 2 studios, one in Sydney, one in Vancouver, and we have an office on LA. There's around 600 people working across these offices. We have been rewarded internationally in many occasions. The most important is an Academy Award for Happy Feet. And we have worked in many films, most recently The Lego Movie 2 and Captain Marvel. both in cinemas, so go watch the movies, enjoy the movies. So a little bit about me. My name is Cesar. I work as a software engineer in the R&D department, which basically means research and development. We do software for artists to create the movies. My background, though, is construction engineer, which has nothing to do with this. So my career path was going in a direction of building bridges and buildings and roads, but somehow I crossed paths with computer graphics, and I love it. I fall in love with it. So I found it so interesting, so fascinating, that I ended up teaching myself the skills necessary to work in this industry. And I've been working in this industry for 13 years now. So what do I mean by visual effects? So visual effects can be a lot of things. Could go from enhancement of films. So they film the actor like in the image with some weird blue screens, and we replace that by digital content. Or it can go to create entire worlds, digital worlds with fantasy stories, so directors can tell whatever the story they want to tell you. We basically made, it's the magic of films. We make that possible. And it's made by artists, technicians, programmers, mathematicians, and maybe you in the future. So in this visual effects industry, we talk about creative technology. And by that, we mean that every film that we have worked on, it poses some new challenges. There's always ever-growing complexity, and we face these challenges through technology with new advancements. So that means we always need to be evolving and innovating. Our goal in the R&D department is to achieve the creative vision of the director. So we need to do the technology to make that happen. And I think I put this quote here from John Lasseter, which is the former creative chief officer of Disney and Pixar, which is very interesting to say the art challenges technology and technology inspires the art. I put this here because I think it's an interesting thing about our industry, where we are in constant contact with artists, and they are challenges us to create bigger and better things. So they push us to move forward the technology, and at the same time, we get pushed, yes, and at the same time, all this advancement and all these possibilities inspire the art. So it's like a nice snowball effect that keeps the industry moving forward and being in the bleeding edge of technology. So as an example, I took some stats from the Lego movies. So in 2013, we released the Lego movie, the first one. And if you want to build the city, all the characters, the entire thing with actual Lego bricks, like in reality, it would take about 50 millions of bricks for the entire film. A few years later, we released the Lego Batman movie. And in this case, just to build the Gotham City alone, without characters, without the Batcave, without the vehicles, none of that, you will need 220 millions. That's 15 times the amount of bricks. So it's an example of how these things are growing, are getting more complex. Okay, so now I have to talk about R&D, my department. So how R&D or how technology fits on all this. So there's a nice analogy that artists use paintbrushes to do art, to paint in the canvas. But who creates these digital paintbrushes? Well, we do. We create the technology, the tools that allow them to create the awesome imagery you can see on the screens. The goal here is give artists the freedom to create. Let them focus on the art, and we will focus on the technology. That way we can get the best of it. So in order to talk about this digital paintbrush, I want to show you the process. So now we can detail a little bit some of the technology behind what we just saw. So in the main character you just saw in the clip, it has different shapes, it moves kind of funny. So in order to do that, we have to create a digital puppet. So the idea here is to give animators, artists, high-level control, so they can move the arm, they can move the leg or a piece without having to think on the mathematics involved to make that piece actually move in the computer. So we call those digital puppets or rigs, and we are the ones that kind of think about all the math to make that happen, leaving the artist freedom to just focus on the performance. Another example, when we saw the rocket and there's all this, the thrust, has to do with simulating reality. So a lot of times there's many elements in the shot that are moving. For example, in an explosion, there are millions of particles moving around. And that would be a lot of work for people, for an artist to do, but computers are really good at that. So what we do is we simulate that, we look at how that works in reality, and use physics to make the computer, or to make the computer help us to do that, to do the gravity, to move the particles in a way that is believable and appealing. In a similar note, as you saw in the clip, not all the images are equally beautiful. At the start, it's all kind of blocky and not that nice to look, not as detailed. So at some point, we really focus on adding shadows, adding highlights, and make the image beautiful. That's done with a process called, with a system called renderer. And it's basically simulating light by tracing millions of rays through the scene, bouncing on every surface. So we really need to study how lights really work in order to create systems that simulate that on a computer and facilitate our work. Another perk of our industry is that because all this constant pushing forward for make things bigger and better, we need to be on the bleeding edge of it. We're always researching for new technologies. We're researching for how to use artificial intelligence, neural networks, augmented reality to make better tools to tell better stories. Here I would like to kind of show you what I think make this industry special for you guys. I think in the visual effects industry, there's a few perks. First, you will help to create the movies the world sees on the screens, which is always cool. People clap at you when you do presentations. That's nice. You will see your name on the credits. That's super nice. So that's a good perk. It's always new and interesting. There are always challenges. We're always evolving and looking for new things to do things. So that's very interesting. And it's a global and diverse industry. So as you see, I'm from Chile. You will work with people from all over the world, the globe, from different backgrounds, and that makes it a really nice environment to work on. And our CEO will say, you can join us to create work with great people. Okay, so what do we look for in this industry? How do you get a job in this? What do I need to learn? Well, we have a high variety of backgrounds. We look for engineering, physics, mathematics, IT, but the characteristic that joins all this, that's common to all these professions, has to do with problem solving, creative thinking, and collaboration and teamwork. So we really need to get along together, to work together, finding solutions to these new challenges we face on every film. How can we learn? How can you know more about this? Well, at Animal Logic, we have a few programs to get started, to help getting started in this career. We have a work experience week that happens 2 times a year in Sydney, 1 time a year in Vancouver. It's for high school students like you. You can look at it, you can apply on the website, animallogic.com/learning. We also have training courses where artists that work in the studio do training, teach you how to do rotoscoping, compositing. So they take their own time and do these classes. It's also free. Check out the website to see the next available if you want to subscribe. Many departments also have internships. So again, look at the website. And finally, Animal Logic have come together with UTS and come up with this Animal Logic Academy, which is a animation master, a visualization master. There's a stand outside if you want to take a look and talk with the guys. Otherwise, please visit the website to know more about it. Next, I would like to show the trailer of the Lego Movie 2. So I hope you enjoy.
Once, everything was awesome. Now, everything is bleak.
Hey, Lucy. I brought you coffee.
Coffee. The bitter liquid that provides the only semblance of pleasure left in these dark times.
Oh my goshness. Did I interrupt you brooding just now?
Times have changed. You need to change with them. We have to be tough and battle ready.
Look, a shooting star. Make a wish.
Oh no.
Hurry! The door is slowly closing.
Oh, the pain. It's getting so cold.
Emmett, what are you doing?
Hooray!
See, that wasn't so bad. Nothing got in. Ah! Something got in.
I'm General Mayhem. Bring me your fiercest leader.
Lucy!
Emmett!
This is all my fault. Hang on to your fronds, Planny. We're going to save Lucy.
You tell me to smash!
Asteroid!
You mind if I save your life?
Not at all.
Who are you?
The name's Rex Dangervest.
Galaxy defending archaeologist, cowboy, and raptor trainer.
I don't get it. Will you help me rescue my friends?
You don't want to go anywhere near the Sistar system. It's ruled by an alien queen.
Only the toughest are gonna get out of there alive.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Yes, you are.
I'm a queen, whatever I would not be.
I'm getting super evil vibes here.
I could change my form to something else if this makes you uncomfortable. Hey, guys.
No, go back. The horse was much more palatable.
I got a payphone and a play phone. I gotta get it, baby.
No, I did not.
A1, hit him with the A1 song. Since day one, not the A1 sign.
Lucy!
Emmett, did you draw stubble dots on your face?
What? No.
Who are you?
I'm your worst nightmare.
You're me when I'm late to school and I forgot my homework and my pants are made of pudding?
No, I don't.
Thank you. And that's it. If you want to know more information, please visit animallogic.com to know more about us. And now, I don't know, do we have time for, we have 5 minutes? So if anyone has a question, I don't know if there's mics or how this works. Yes. Awesome. Yes.
What is one of the most challenging projects that you've worked on?
The most challenging project we have worked on. I think every project forces us to do more crazy stuff. So for example, I can give you an example. We recently did Peter Rabbit, the film. So in Peter Rabbit, you can see all the fur on the creatures, the clothing. So those are, we need to simulate, or we need to create each individual filament, each individual fiber on those characters. The clothing is made of individual fibers as well. So that's a lot of stuff on the screen just to make it look real, like to make it look like it integrates nicely with the actors, the contact with the actors. So there's always new challenges. And I would say the scale of the Lego films, it's always evolving, and we need to adapt to that. It's a good question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes?
What's the next project that you're working on?
Well, I cannot tell you. I will have to kill you after. No. No, we have I think I can say, I've been public already, we're working on Super Pets. There is no trailer available yet. And probably the other projects I cannot tell you at the moment. But you will know about it soon, hopefully. Thanks. Yes? Yes, great question. So how much does it take, how longer it take to work on a movie, a project like a movie? It depends. There are movies like Peter Rabbit which are integrated with real actors. So those movies have a different lifetime than a movie like the Lego film, where we have to create the entire world, this entire digital world, all the characters and everything. It can go from a year and a half. We also work with clients, big studios in Hollywood, so they usually have a deadline, and we need to, well, if it's not crazy, adapt to it. But that was a year and a half. It's the length of a project like this. Yes.
Me? Oh, yeah. Why is it called Animal Logic?
What's called Animal Logic? That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know, but that's a great question. I will figure it out.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Do we have one more minute? So the last question, I think you will ask. Yes. What's been my favorite project? My personal favorite? Oh, it's difficult because we love all of them. It's like our kids. You love all of them. Peter Rabbit was a very challenging project for us. The Lego movies has been kind of a franchise, has been attached to Animal Logic. It's been very challenging how to make these very limited characters to emote and give the illusion of life. Sometimes with constraints of what the character can do, you have to be more creative. So I think those projects are quite challenging, but we are proud of all our projects. It's a really fun job. It's a really great industry to be on, and I invite all of you to take a look, think about it, and maybe join us in the future. So there's no more time. I'm sorry, maybe you can, well, do we have last question? Okay, last question. Yes.
Do you sometimes use actors' faces, you track their faces and put it into the character, use their facial features for the character?
So can you repeat?
Like you use an actor's face and make it into a virtual character and follow their mouth and their
Yes, I got you. Yes. So that's called mock-up. So sometimes for some creatures you capture the actor actually acting and kind of transfer that to the digital model. We have done that, but in films like Peter Rabbit or the Lego movies, it's everything digital, made in the computer. So they're actual artists moving these puppets, creating the illusion of life. But yes, that in some projects that's necessary. So that's it. Time's up. Thanks everyone for coming, and have a great conference.